This is me on my very first plane to the US. I was 18 months old and I've been visiting family on the East Coast almost every year of my life. And while I've been out to the West Coast before, I've always wanted to do a road trip seeing some of the national parks like Yellowstone, Zion and Yosemite. So me and a few friends went to visit some of these places back in the summer of 2024, and this is that story. We first flew into Baltimore to see some of my family for a couple of days.
See this man right here?
That goes hard. That goes hard.
We get the same color, aren't we? Exactly. No difference. No difference.
Brothers.
The only difference is he came out sooner, I came out later because I was in the oven for too long.
It's overcooked.
I was overcooked. I'm overcooked.
Before hopping on another plane bound for Denver, Colorado, where we'd be starting this absolutely mammoth 3-week excursion, and we'd be doing it in this. A 2024 Ford E450 RV that would be both our home and transportation for this 4,500 mile journey.
We're currently doing a whopping 11 miles to the gallon.
We picked it up in Denver and spent the first day getting together all the supplies we would need, and spent our first night in Colorado Springs. So it's now currently 5:30. We're at the top of this like mountain, well not mountain, hill basically, and this is the start of the Garden of the Gods. It's not a national park, I don't think. I'm not really sure what it classifies as, but this view is just incredible. Look at that. It's very relaxing. Now if there was any incentive of coming to these places really early, this is it. This is the car park for one of the trails we're doing, and it is completely empty. So definitely if you're going to do this, come early, and also it's kind of cool still, so. Oh
Whoa.
my days.
We just watched an amazing sunrise over there. so cool. It's a lot cooler now. It's about, would you say it's about what, 16, 17 degrees? Somewhere around there? Very cool. Celsius, yeah. So it's a lot cooler now, and it's a lot nicer to like actually do the trails because it's not as busy, and we can get our RV, or can actually manoeuvre it. But Joe did leave a GoPro in the middle of the road, and a car came round, which was quite funny. But the scenery here is so dramatic. Gorgeous.
So we're now back at the RV park. I think the Garden of the Gods was a huge success. It was amazing. And also it wasn't as big as I thought it was going to be. I mean, they've got this loop that you can drive around, and you could essentially drive around the whole thing in 10 minutes with some hikes here and there. We did a couple short ones, and it all went pretty well. I think the key to what made it really good was going at 5:30 in the morning. First off, there was no one there. There were a few other hikers and runners and different things, but for the most part it was empty. As well, it just wasn't hot. It was actually almost cold. I had a hoodie on because it was sort of, I don't know exactly how many degrees it was. Probably about 15 degrees centigrade, I would say. So perfect for hiking, essentially. I think that goes to show that for the rest of this trip, we're essentially going to structure our days like this. We're going to get up early, which shouldn't be an issue for us because we're still essentially on British time. So we want to get up early anyway. So we'll get up around 5 and go wherever we need to go at 5:30. And then we can essentially hike and do everything when it's quiet, when it's cooler, and we're not baking in the sun. So we're going to dedicate the morning to that. And then the rest of the day is going to be basically driving. For today, we have a few different things we got to do. We're going to make another Walmart stop. I know we went to Walmart yesterday, but there were a few things we missed out. Some weirdly obvious things that we didn't think about. It's weird that we thought about air freshener for the toilet, but we didn't think about hand soap. So we got to get some hand soap. Some shampoo, we forgot that. Luckily they have some here. And then after Walmart, we're gonna head to Bass Pro. Bass Pro, we just wanna go there anyway because it's a cool shop. But also we need some bear spray, and I think we need to get some advice on like mountain lions, for example. I think we all kind of understand what to do with a bear. You know, if it's black, fight back. If it's brown, lay down. If it's white, good night. But with a mountain lion, I don't think I would know what to do. I think you're supposed to make yourself big or whatever, but we'll figure that out. But now I think it's time for a tour of the RV. Okay, so here we have the main doorway here. One drawback to the RV is we've noticed it doesn't really come with anywhere where you can put a trash can. So we've just essentially got this bin bag that we've just essentially attached to that handle there. So this is our makeshift trash can or bin, whatever you want to call it. We just got some shoes down there. Shoes are kind of a big problem that take up a lot of space, so we've just dotted them around the floor. Just to the right of that, we have the kitchen area. We have a full hob, an oven over there. We've got a sink. It's a bit of a pain to wash up because we don't really have a ton of space around here. And then we got some storage down there and storage above with a microwave, which is coming very handy, it seems. So here we have the driver's cabin. This is based off a Ford E450, which I've noticed is quite an old design. This is a 2024 camper, so this is quite a new camper. It's only got 16,000 miles, which for an RV isn't that much. But the design of everything is very old. You know, the fob doesn't have a remote locking, so you got to lock it manually. And there's a lot of different things that you would expect better from a 2024 model. Then above the driving cab, you have this space. This is Hayden's kind of domain. This is where he's sleeping. He's got all of his stuff unpacked here as well. So yeah, I haven't really asked him what it's like to sleep up here. I'd imagine kind of hot being at the top of the van. You've also got a TV in here which swivels out so the rest of the van can see it as well. But it's a pretty good use of space up here because you've got essentially a double bed on top of the driver's cabin. Down the left side we have this seating arrangement here with a table. This turns into a bed. This is where Ollie's currently sleeping, but we're just using it for storage at the moment. We've got a power thing set up and it's just storage basically. To the left of that you got a wardrobe. This is where we're keeping most of our clothes. And then you have the bathroom. It's quite nice in here actually. You got a toilet, a sink, storage and a shower. It's got a skylight, so it's really nice and light in here as well. And it's pretty nice. And then this is where I sleep. It's a double bed. It's actually really comfy, not gonna lie. And you got the AC control on the side there and just windows and storage above as well. So it's pretty good. It was then time to leave the RV park, and our first stop would be IHOP, which as you can see Hayden thoroughly enjoyed, and then we made a brief stop at Walmart. So we've got some extra stuff here, and we also found another mascot for our journey. It's a Lightning McQueen. It's going to go next to the Citroen on the dash. I don't know if there is a word for this, but it's like a mascot that's going to guide us across the United States. That's Lightning here. And then we got all the stuff we forgot: hand wash, body wash, some other things. After Walmart, we then headed over to Bass Pro, which is somewhere we've all wanted to visit for a very long time. I was just looking at cowboy attire and I was about to buy this belt, and then I look on the warning and it says, warning, cancer and reproductive harm. I don't know how or what this is made out of and how they're allowed to sell this, but I think I'm gonna pass on looking like a cowboy if it's gonna cause me cancer and reproductive harm. Pretty good visualization of where we've been. So of course we flew into Denver, we then drove down to Colorado Springs, that's where we are now, and then today we've got a 3-hour drive. We don't know exactly where we're going, but it's roughly this way over to Gunnison, which we were trying to find somewhere there. So we've just been to Bass Pro. We've got a few things, so gonna go through them. We got a few Bass Pro hats, famous of course. We got quite a few in multiple colors, so we can switch things up. Hayden, what did you get?
Let's have a look.
You got
Beef jerky for the road.
of course.
Cowboy
And
hat for Jackson.
I got a similar thing. I got a shirt, which is going to be like cowboyish. I have yet to find the perfect cowboy hat, but we have I think it's 2 weeks until Jackson. So
Like that, yeah.
we've got a long time to find the perfect cowboy hat for me. And then we've also got, which is quite important, bear spray. I would like to perchance come across a grizzly bear from a distance. That would be cool just to say I've seen one in the wild, but I don't think, for my own safety, I don't think I'm hoping that I see a grizzly bear. It would just be cool if we had an experience like that. You know what I'm saying?
If all else fails, we've got a sanctuary where we're staying, so we'll see a bear.
Exactly.
Hey, Jackson.
Now we're going to go to Gunnison, which is like a 3-hour drive. So following our shopping spree, we hit the road again towards Gunnison, Colorado, which would be further west and closer to the Rocky Mountains. Hayden's driving for the first time now, and so I figured this would be a good time to read about this bear spray, because I have no idea how to use it. There's this whole like instruction manual, and I think this is probably one of the only things in my life that I should actually read the instructions for. Whoa, that's a gnarly picture. That's crazy. This is our first turning in about like 60 miles. I don't know which way we're turning, I'm not driving, but there's a big old rain cloud up that way. So I think we're going to get rain for the first time on this trip. He's going for it. Whee! Sucking traffic. We held up all those people. How long was that drive? It's about a 4-hour drive from where our first thing to the second thing. 4 hours is, yeah, it's quite long. And we've got, yeah, I think we're gonna need to download some movies and stuff, because we got that big TV up there.
Yeah, that is true. It's got Netflix in it.
Yeah, I tried to get onto Netflix earlier, but it didn't work. But yeah, we made it to this place. Is the, what's it called? The Texan RV Park?
Tall Tex.
The Tall Texan RV Park. Didn't really go into much detail about the last one, but this one we got the pond view site, whatever that means. We're just next to a pond, and overall it's pretty nice. It's a lovely evening. We get a fire pit, of course all the regular stuff like Wi-Fi, electricity, all of that, and it's pretty nice. So we're making bolognese right now, and then after that I think we're just going to go to bed and then wake up early tomorrow morning.
It is day 3 of our America road trip. We are heading into Gunnison. Right, so our main plan for the rest of the day is drive from Gunnison, which is where we are now, to Moab. Estimated time of arrival, probably around 6. I
Yeah,
imagine.
it's about a 5-hour drive.
Yeah, because we're going to be stopping along the way. Got 2 stops planned. First one to Black Rock Canyon, which we met some locals and said we should go to. Second stop is Grand Junction. A little bit more of a built up area, I think, so we'll stop there for lunch, probably refuel as well. Yep, that is the plan for today. Total driving time is about 5 hours, but seeing as we're stopping, it will probably be more like a 7 to 8 hour journey. We'll take lots of pictures, lots of GoPro footage and videos, and we will keep you updated along the way.
The first time ever, I think we're actually utilising the heater rather than air conditioning, because it's actually kind of cold here in Colorado.
Okay, so we've just arrived in Gunnison. We've just parked up the RV. Joe's done an amazing job of that. We did have a little bit of trouble because the back end of our RV is so big that it blocked like the majority of the sidewalk, or pavement, you know. But then again, we had the same issue this side because it's so long. We really struggled to, you know, actually park it. But this city of Gunnison, it literally looks like a western. I don't know whether you can appreciate it from the GoPro, but it genuinely, like, you can imagine this with dirt tracks, and like it just looks like it's out of a western. It really does. Also, so me and Hayden today, we woke up really, really cold, as we previously explained. So we decided to go for a little bit more of the cowboy attire. So I've got the jeans and the shirt, and Hayden's got the cowboy jeans. Looks like the spider from Rango. And then Joe's over here with Crocs.
Well, this is a first for us. We've just had a violation notice for parking our RV here. Causes improper parking angle, that's what it says. We are parked within the lines and everything. I think it's just because we're sort of overhanging this, I would assume. I mean, that seems fine. How dare they insult my parking when I parked within the lines? It's just a long vehicle. Like, what do they want us to do? Okay, so Hayden's just gone to pay our parking ticket. It turned out it was $20 if we paid now, essentially. So that's not too bad. I still don't really understand what was wrong about that parking. Maybe it was the fact I was partially blocking the pavement. But pavements in the UK would have been like a fifth the size of the pavements here. So I don't really understand who I'm blocking. You could get like a semi-truck in front of us. You could get about 3 wheelchairs behind us. So I don't really understand what the problem with that is. It's definitely different to the UK. I think in that regard, you would never get a parking ticket for that. But I guess at the end of the day, $20 split between 3 of us, that's just essentially like paying for parking. So it's not the end of the world, I don't think.
So we've just left Gunnison, and we're on our way to Black Rock Canyon.
Should be there in approximately an hour and a half, I think.
Hour and a half.
Yeah, see exactly.
Hour and 49 minutes.
Roads looking clear, sunny skies,
What's the speed?
beautiful scenery. So we're on the way to Black Rock Canyon, and we just found this lake, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It's almost hard to take in, really.
So we've had to pull over here in the middle of Colorado somewhere because we have 2 problems essentially. The second one is almost an answer to the first one, luckily, but the first problem is I think we've left one of the GoPros at the lake, which is like 50 miles behind us. But the second problem is the road we were going to take is closed. Somewhere else, like the UK, that wouldn't be an issue because you just go round, take a detour. The detour here is 5 hours long. So we've kind of made the executive decision to miss out on Black Rock Canyon, which is a shame. We did really want to go there, but if it's going to be adding on literal hours onto our trip just to go there, I think we're just going to head straight to Moab now. We're probably going to go around a detour that takes us through Aspen, which is pretty cool. We did originally want to go to Aspen, but we didn't because we had a different route. So, you know, there are pros and cons to this. But the other good news is this detour will take us back past the lake so we can pick up the GoPro.
The GoPro is flicking in the sun and it's like 1,000,000 degrees right now. So GoPro acquired.
Okay, so a little bit of an update. We've been driving for, I think all in all, about 5 hours. Granted, about 3 of those were in the wrong direction. But we've got, I think, 5 hours to go. We're still making pretty good time. Reckon we're gonna get there tonight. There's no set check-in time either at our RV park, so we can get there whenever we want, which is pretty good. But yeah, the rest of the day, I think we may stop a little bit in Aspen, depending on what it's like. We'll get some food later, either at Glenwood Springs or Grand Junction. Then we cross the border into Utah, and we sleep the night in Moab. 12,000 feet elevation. Ollie really wanted to go search the snow. Look at him. He is gonna die. Let's face it. 'We've made it to Aspen. Unfortunately, when we were going through the mountains, Hayden clipped one of the wing mirrors. It's not his fault, you know, it's quite difficult. There were really narrow roads and stuff, and we are in a huge RV. But we've had to stop in Aspen for some duct tape just to temporarily hold it together. It is sort of shattered, but it is still intact. So a temporary fix is just going to be duct tape, and then when we find like an auto parts place, we're going to try and find a replacement mirror for it. But yeah, apart from that, I think just because we're so delayed today, we're just going to head straight to Moab. Maybe get some quick food on the way that we can eat in the RV. And also the only recreational thing we want to do is stop by the Utah sign and take a photo. But apart from that, I think from here it's just going to be a straight shot from Aspen over to Moab, which is still a very long drive. I think it's about 4 hours, and it's currently 6 p.m. So yeah, we need to get a move on basically. Okay, so it is the start of day 4. This is our first proper day in Utah. Yesterday we got to the Utah sign just before the sun fully went down. Then we had about another hour drive to where we are now, which is the Portals RV Park. Yesterday could have gone better. I think that's safe to say. The first issue was the road closure. That added literally hours of driving time to our destination. So yesterday was pretty much just purely driving. We did get to go through the mountains. That was really cool. We got to go through Aspen, although because of a broken wing mirror, we didn't really fully get to take in Aspen. We also left a GoPro behind on a beach for like 2 hours, and we got a parking ticket. So all in all, not the best of days, but I think the plan for today is to go to the Arches National Park, and then we have essentially, I think it's about a 5-hour drive over to Zion. But luckily when we get to Zion, we have 2 days there without driving. So that is going to be good, because so far it's been nothing but driving basically. Hello again. We have the pass.
Where are you guys from?
The UK.
Okay, cool. Do you guys have football teams or football teams?
Football teams?
I mean, I don't really watch football, but it is a bit.
Yeah, down south, so Portsmouth.
Portsmouth. I like Brighton.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I just need one of you guys to put the number in here.
Yeah, short card, isn't it?
Awesome. And you guys ready to go? Have a good one, guys.
Perfect.
Thank you so much, mate.
First national park. This is Arches National Park. Garden of the Gods wasn't really a national park, so this is our first legit national park.
Hello everyone, rare agent update. We are in Arches National Park. Ollie and Joe behind me. Ollie is getting water, Joe is getting some more appropriate footwear. What we thought was going to be a 20-minute hike has now turned into a 3-hour round trip. We weren't expecting that, but it's what it is. You know, we were saying to ourselves, like, if we come all the way to America, we haven't done at least one mildly challenging hike, then there's something just wouldn't be right about that. So we're going to go for it. Yeah, Ollie's getting some water because I feel like we're going to need it. Not sure what the temperature is at the moment. Watch isn't working, but judging by the burning of my skin, it's probably around 31, 32 degrees Celsius. We're about to head on our trip. We'll update you probably along the way, but if not, then I'm sure we'll do another video after our 3-hour trip. I'm sure we'll look a lot different, but yeah, looking forward to it.
Okay, for the first time ever on this trip, I'm actually wearing proper footwear. I've literally worn Crocs for this entire trip, on the plane, while driving. All the walking we've done so far has been with Crocs. You can probably see the RV there in the distance. We're already a little bit out of breath. Don't know if we're equipped. Are we equipped?
Absolutely not.
We have
Midday.
we have water and sunscreen.
Yeah, we've got a 3-hour hike in midday sun, only to finish and have a 5-hour drive with no stop and no shower, only to go sit in a restaurant after that drive for another hour. So we finally arrive at our Zion River Resort. God, and there is
A shower.
a shower and a pool.
pretty rough. I'm very glad we did it, but you look like a mess.
I feel it.
In like prime July Utah heat, hiking 3 miles. I mean, there are probably going to be people that do this like every day, and a 2.5 mile hike to them is just nothing, but that was pretty difficult. It was worth it. We're very glad we did it, but at the moment I think we just want to get barbecue food.
Yeah.
And we've got to fill up again, probably another $100. And then we've got a 4-hour drive over to Zion, so straight across Utah. We'll probably stop at a couple places if we see them on the way, but other than that, it's just going to be a straight shot over to Zion. Round 3 of filling up this beast. We're going for $100 this time. Let's go regular. There we go. And it's away. We're all up to 100. Let's see how much it gets us. And that is $100 again in the tank. Almost 28 litres, not litres, gallons. I gotta get used to saying that. So that in 48 hours is $280 worth of fuel in this tank. This thing absolutely drinks fuel, and it's starting to kind of hurt our wallets a little bit. All right, we have made it. We've found a barbecue place. We've got the brisket, we've got the ribs, got these hush puppy things, fries, mac and cheese, and a root beer float. I had to get one of these. This is going to be good. Hello everyone, it is day 5, I believe. This is our first proper day in Zion, and we are currently en route to go have a ride on some UTVs, which are going to take us through sort of Zion, and then we're going to finish off at the Narrows, which is going to be pretty cool. I think the only other things we have to do today is sort of some chore type stuff, like we have to fix the wing mirror, we have to like empty the black water and different things like that. So we might find time for that later on today, considering we don't have to drive anywhere, but we'll see how it goes.
So cool. Whoa, look at that.
Oh, is that alive? No. There's a beetle.
It looks very dead. Wow.
Okay, come all the way through here, Ollie. Lay back.
Lay back.
Let your GoPro see that corner.
Whoa.
Okay, so as long as we're past the tunnel, we're fine. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye, you too.
See ya. So this hike that we're going to do is easy. It is just like 39 degrees and we've all put on about an inch worth of sun cream. And we're all debating whether we shouldn't do it.
It's a 45-minute round trip, easiest hike in the park. We're currently in the seat RV, debating whether we should do it or not.
Following our hike through the canyons, we started driving away from Zion when we were greeted by this absolutely stunning Utah sunset, which we took in for a while. And after some more barbecue, we were driving back to the RV park for the night when we saw something which was a first for all of us, and that was a wildfire which was apparently under control.
So it's day 6. We're going to be making our way over to Las Vegas, to the RV park. We've slept in a bit today, which is fine, but mainly because the other two are ill. So it's not ideal, but it is hot and we've got a relatively easy day today, which is nice.
While it may not seem like it, this day for Hayden and I was a rough one. We were both feeling fairly under the weather, but we made it on time into Las Vegas where we tried to recover, and for me, it worked. You can hear it in my voice the next day, but I felt a lot better. Okay, so we got a pretty busy day today. We've got quite a few things to do. We're going to be fixing the wing mirror, that's the first thing. I think after that we're going to go to IHOP, then we have like a 4-hour drive over to LA. We're going to go to LAX to pick up Max. We're going to see a bit of LA, see the sights, and then we end today in Malibu. So yeah, it's going to be a pretty long day today, but I think the first port of call is to head over to the Ford place and get a new wing mirror, which is... We ventured over to the Ford dealership with little to no success, so after getting a better temporary fix from AutoZone, we headed over to IHOP for some breakfast before heading onwards to Los Angeles. So a little bit of an update. We're about 5 hours from LA. We just passed Las Vegas. We stopped off at the Starbucks here, which is just in the middle of nowhere, which is kind of cool. Max's flight gets in at 2, but it looks like we're going to get there for about 5 or 6, so he's going to have to do a lot of waiting. But it is what it is. We had a whole bunch of stuff that we needed to do this morning. So yeah, it's coming along. Hayden's going to do a couple hours of driving now, and then I'll probably take it into LA. But yeah, it's all coming together, I think. To LA. We've got about another 30-40 minutes till LAX. Just topping up on some fuel now. Another $120 in the tank. Expensive. After picking Max up from the airport, we drove over to Santa Monica where we spent the evening. So yesterday went quite well. It was a very busy day. We drove over to LA, went through all of the LA traffic, which was not ideal in an RV. But we managed to pick up Max, which is pretty good. We went down to Santa Monica with him. Went to Bubba Gump, Shrimp Co. Went along the pier, all of that, and then we headed up to Malibu, which is where we slept last night. Today we're heading up the coast to Monterey. We'll be doing some whale watching there tomorrow, but today is basically just driving 5 hours up to Monterey. I think we're gonna go get some breakfast now, and then we're just gonna take it easy for the day, just seeing some different things, doing different things, and just having fun on the coast, because it's been a while since we've actually seen water. Of course, we started on the East Coast, so we saw the Atlantic, and now we're on the West Coast with the Pacific. So yeah, but first thing today, I think we're just gonna go get some breakfast. Pulling up in Oxnard, I demanded we stopped when I saw an F-14 on the side of the road. It turned out to be the Point Mugu Naval Air Station with some aircraft in an outdoor museum, including this F-4 Phantom, this EA-6B Prowler, which was retired in 2019, and of course this F-14 Tomcat. And following that, we pulled into another IHOP for some breakfast. And then continued up the coast towards Monterey.
Our drawing. This is us in the Conquest. This is Stinky Sulphur Lake, which we passed in Utah. That's the wildfire that we slept opposite. That's the Zion National Park. That's the dead raccoon, and that's Nigel.
The next day we were all fairly excited because we were going whale watching. Now allegedly this week they had seen humpback whales, fin whales and blue whales. However, we were all fairly skeptical about what we would actually end up seeing. However, we were all pleasantly surprised when we actually started to see something. These were humpback whales which have to come up for air every 15 to 45 minutes. Unfortunately, we didn't see any blue or fin whales, which would have been very cool given how endangered they are, but we were very content with humpbacks. Once we came back to shore, the sun came out and we spent some time walking around Monterey, including visiting the aquarium.
So we are just leaving Monterey in California. We're heading over to Yosemite, which is about a 3.5–4 hour drive. California traffic is not treating us well, but then I think once we're past Yosemite, it's just going to be country again all the way to Yellowstone. So that's what I'm hoping. And yeah, so now we just got a 3.5 hour drive to complete.
So we made it to Yosemite. We got here pretty late last night, around 11:30, so we just kind of slept in a bit. It's around 9. Looking forward to seeing some of Yosemite. We're gonna go get breakfast now and then just kind of have a relaxing day, I think, going to different spots. But I'm still sort of getting over yesterday. Yesterday was incredible, probably one of the best days of the trip so far. Seeing humpback whales was just incredible, and so close to the boat was just crazy as well. And all of Monterey as well was really nice. The aquarium was good. It just sucks that traffic leaving Monterey for Yosemite was so bad. Originally, I think it was only supposed to be about a 2.5 hour drive. That soon turned into a 6.5 hour drive. So that wasn't the best, hence why we got here so late. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing a bit of Yosemite. We're here for all of today and tomorrow morning as well. So it's going to be really, really good, I think.
We're here at Rainbow Lake, Ollie Lake, because we do not have tickets to Yosemite after driving here for 5 hours. We need tickets to get in between 8 and 4 p.m. So we're going to go tomorrow at 4:30 before the park opens at 5. So we'll get in for free and we'll enjoy a sunrise and hopefully a sighting of a black bear.
Yes.
But for now, Rainbow Lake, a cool swim, and then off to a waterfall hike. This would be very nice.
We've set up Ollie with
Got a camera with us.
The village idiot.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice little spot we found here. Rainbow Lake it's called. We've just spent like an hour or two here just milling about, going for a bit of a swim. I think now we're going to go on some sort of a hike. Don't really know what hike we're going to do as we can't go into Yosemite, but we'll just look online, I guess, see what we can find. And yeah, just a pretty easy, relaxing day. All right, we found a cool little hiking spot. We're going to do a little bit of a hike, and then apparently there's a lake at the end of this. So we might go swimming again.
but just sort of taking in the scenery a bit. It's very different to anywhere else we've been. It's mainly been desert so far. The closest this is to, in comparison to where we've been, is Colorado. That's Max. Made it to the end of the hike, and this is what we've found. It's like a waterfall. You got like sections like this that you can sit in, and it all leads down to one big old pool down there. It's very refreshing after a big old hike. So it's been a pretty good day so far. We've essentially spent the whole day just hiking and swimming in 2 different locations. But of course, because of all of that, we are now hungry. And we saw a pizza place not far from the RV park, so we're probably going to go ahead and go there. It's like 4 p.m, but who cares? When you're hungry, you eat. Then tomorrow, I think the plan is to head to Yosemite really early in the morning. We're talking like 4:30, so we can get a nice sunrise in the national park, and then we are heading over to Lake Tahoe in Nevada. So yeah, that's the plan for tomorrow.
We're emptying the poop chute.
Okay, Hayden, go for it.
This is Joe and Hayden's poo.
No, this is mine and Max.
Oh, it's spilling over.
Oh, and it goes brown. Do we see nuggets of it? It's so brown.
Oh, it's getting heavy. Oh,
there's a few chunks.
I think we've got a few turds stuck in the...
Oh, lift up that bit. So while they empty the poos, I'm just admiring the fact that this RV has gone 2,000 miles and all the dead bugs on it. Look at all of those dead bugs. The amount of bug lives, this is like a bug holocaust. This is actually insane. Okay, it's currently 4:10 in the morning. We're going over to Yosemite. I think I've explained this, but the reason why we're going to Yosemite this early was 2 reasons mainly. The first one is you have to have a time of day pass to get into Yosemite between the hours of 5 a.m. and 4 p.m. So we have to go to Yosemite outside of those hours. We were warned about this at Arches National Park, but I think we were just doing so much that we kind of forgot about that. And also, we want to see a sunrise there, so that's the other reason why we're going so early. But it's about an hour to the place we're going, which is Yosemite Falls, but I believe we cross into the park in about half an hour or so.
Is that okay?
Yeah, just trying to find it here, but if you've got a map, that'd be great.
So you guys are right here?
Yeah.
And then you are going to go...
Okay, thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
So we're currently going to Yosemite Valley Lodge.
Which is straight.
We don't have any signal, so we've had to get off of a map, old school style. I'm not very good at it. We went to a car park originally, got told no. We had a big old queue behind us and we had to do like a 9 million point turn. Tried to find this place, which we are now situated. Lovely little view. I don't know what the hike is that we're doing, but I don't think it's too strenuous, which is good. And then we've got a 4-hour drive to Lake Tahoe, but we're looking to get there probably about 5-6ish. Although both of our drivers are very tired because of the 3 a.m. wake up.
Alright, so we've made it to South Lake Tahoe. We're about to cross back into Nevada after being in California for like too many days. Then we're going to go up to Reno, which is where we're going to be spending the night. But on the way there, we are going to be taking a little bit of a dip in Lake Tahoe at Sand Harbor.
Max has got his headphones on because he wants to watch The Simpsons. Joe's using my phone for directions, and Hayden is, well, there's his legs. So, brain rot.
Alright, so we're just pulling up to Lake Tahoe. I know me and Hayden are going in. I don't know about the others. You going in?
I am.
The sun is setting quite drastically, so we're trying to get down there before the sun sets. But we've been up for a long ass time today, so this is going to be a nice final hurrah to the end of the day. And then I think we got another half an hour to 45 minutes towards the RV park where we're staying. We're staying in Reno this evening, and then tomorrow we go along.
Do excuse the hair, I've just had a shower, but we've made it to Reno. The drive from Yosemite up to Reno took a lot longer than anticipated. I think it was around 6 hours when at first we originally anticipated it being around 3 to 4 hours, but it was pretty good. We stopped off at South Lake Tahoe, got some barbecue there, and then got some pretty good views of Lake Tahoe. We did really want to go swimming in Lake Tahoe, but we just couldn't find anywhere to put the RV. Everywhere was either closed or you couldn't park there. It was resident parking. It was just a nightmare to try and find somewhere to put the RV. But we got some pretty good views of Lake Tahoe, not only down by the shore, but also up in the mountains as well. It was really cool. We got to see the sunset there. And then we headed over the mountains into Reno, which is where we are now. We have one night here in Reno, and then we will continue our drive on in tomorrow morning.
Today is the long day where we have to drive essentially 10 hours from Reno to Jackson. The reason why we're doing this is we really wanted to see Yellowstone and Jackson, but they're just so out of the way. So we've essentially dedicated an entire day to just driving. Made a quick stop in Wells, just put $50 in the tank. That will just be enough to get us to Twin Falls, which is where we're going to have lunch. We've got another 2 hours until Twin Falls, and yeah, a lot more driving to go. Despite being a 9 or 10 hour drive, we made it here with 10 minutes to spare until the rodeo. That's what we're going to do now. We're going to go see a rodeo. So it's timed out really well. I have no idea what to expect from a rodeo, other than the guy that like rides around on the bull and the bull tries to get the guy off. Other than that, I have no idea what a rodeo is. So this will be interesting. Got a very nice little plot here. But one thing I do have to bring is the cowboy hat. That is definitely coming to the rodeo.
Oh, how about the Cajuns and the Creole, Louisiana? Come on. All right, we're a good section of everywhere over. Come back to the rough stock, everything to the truth. Remember, the county is further higher than full. I pray stand on. I'm not a daycare Wyoming style. West reaches out, got him. Josie finishing right here. Yes, sir, got him. Get to the border. Right to the border, let go, get away. Over the front line. Watch this tall cowgirl keep you on around, but there you go, Dakota. All big long sided saw horses. Edwin.
The following day we went over to Heart 6 Ranch in the Tetons to try a hand at some horse riding. Horse riding?
It was excellent. It was so good. It was a bit. I was really anxious when I first started, just because it was like I've never ridden a horse before. But once you're on the horse, it's fine. It's just like getting used to the controls of the horse, if you will. But the scenes were really, really lovely. Very picturesque. Really couldn't have asked more from horse riding, to be honest. And then we went over to Snow King Mountain, where we did like the downhill roller coaster thing on the metal, like roller coaster thing. That was really, really good. We got some GoPro footage of that, so that was really good to watch back. But yeah, overall, I'm really happy with how today's gone. We had a massive barbecue for lunch as well, and now we're going to $1 Million Cowboy to go get some steak, I presume. So life's good right now. Literally couldn't ask for more.
we are leaving Jackson today. We've spent a couple days here, and honestly, so far, I think as a city goes, Jackson Hole has been my absolute favorite. It's quite a nice town. It's really walkable, which is really weird for American towns. And just the whole atmosphere here is just incredible. We went to the $1 Million Cowboy Bar last night. That was incredible. We've also done a bit of shopping as well. I was so close to getting some snakeskin boots, but I kind of had a reality check. When am I ever going to wear them? Probably never. And they were $500 as well, so it would have been a massive waste of money. But now I think we are kind of heading up towards Yellowstone. We're going to go through Teton on the way there. So go to the visitor center, drive through the mountains, all of that. We drove up there a little bit before to do horse riding, which was, you know, incredible. The views are just amazing of the Teton Mountains. And then we head up to Yellowstone. I think we're going to do Old Faithful and the pool as well. I think it's the Grand Prismatic Pool or something like that. It's a name like that. So we're going to do that. And yeah, I think that's the plan for today. But so far, this whole area, Jackson, Teton, Yellowstone, I think this has been my favorite and hopefully will be my favorite going forward. So we're now going to head to the Teton Visitor Center, followed by the Teton National Park.
Oh yeah. We're just looking at the annual pass for $80. That's obviously the last year, and that's for every single national park. Can we take one of those? Perfect.
Alright, you guys are awesome.
Thanks for your help.
Thank you. I'm now the proud owner of a national park annual pass. Let's go.
Oh yeah, we do. You too. Bye.
Don't everybody fly for once.
Would you like a map?
No thanks, we've got one.
Have a good day.
You as well. Yellowstone is huge, and so we spent a couple days trying to cover as much of it as possible when we noticed all these people on the side of the road and immediately knew this was probably something worthwhile.
It was quite hard to see, but with the help of a stranger's binoculars, we saw a bear. And not just any bear, it was in fact a grizzly bear sleeping under a tree. And if that wasn't good enough, just 5 minutes later, walking back to the RV, we saw a bald eagle. And after spending the day in Yellowstone, we spent the evening at the Yellowstone West entrance, which is basically its own little town. And we went to the Grizzly and Wolf Discovery Center, where we got an up-close look at 2 of the grizzlies they have there. Along with the bears, we saw some bald eagles, this wolf, and some other animals they have there.
So today's the last day, the last full day of having the RV, and me and Hayden have a lot of driving to do. It's about 11.5 hours from here in Yellowstone. We're just outside the west entrance. We got to drive from here all the way over to Mount Rainier. So yeah, lots of driving. We did do this a couple days ago from, I forget where, I think it was Lake Tahoe to Jackson. But we just got to do it one more time and then we're done. It is kind of sad that it's coming to an end, but it's also kind of like, you know, after this we don't have to do any more long driving. So that's a good thing. But we got a bear, so that's kind of cool. I'm just going to sit on the dash. Oh, look at that. That's a pretty good souvenir as well. I also got fish as well. That's for the bear. Get it? You start catching the fish. This is in honor of seeing bears yesterday. We saw one in the wild and like 2 in captivity, which is kind of cool. We also saw a bald eagle in the wild, and like some other stuff as well. I don't think we're going to see any other wildlife today apart from probably roadkill. So yeah. Let's start this 11-hour driving. Yeah.
After 11 hours of driving, we spent that evening at the Whispering Pines RV Park, which is located near Mount Rainier in Washington, which we wish we had more time to see, but unfortunately we were now on the clock to get our RV back to Seattle on time.
Why you guys let me order this?
Because it sounded funny.
What is this? I want you to coffee.
It is the last day of having the RV. We have an 1.5-hour drive to Seattle where we're going to drop the thing off. We've just got like abnormally large coffees, 32 ounces. Ollie's is 1,700 calories. It's insane. And Hayden's is green. He got the Area 51. Whatever it is.
It's actually getting better. It's improving.
Yeah, it's improving as you progress through the thousands of calories.
As it's getting cooler, it's improving.
So yeah, we just got one final 1.5-hour drive to complete. We've done 4,000 miles, over 4,000 miles now. We've done 4,400 miles. So by the time we get to Seattle, it will be about 4,500 miles for this entire trip, which is a lot considering we started in Denver and we pretty much zigzagged our way up to Seattle. We haven't done too bad. But yeah, just one final ride in the RV, and then it's not all over. We've still got a couple of days in Seattle, but the RV portion of this holiday will be over.
So we handed our RV back in Seattle and had a couple of days looking around the city before it was time to head back home. And I want to express just what an incredible trip this was. We've looked at doing some other road trips, and while hopefully we will, as we get older and life grabs a hold of us, it gets harder and harder. So I'm just grateful we were able to have this incredible adventure together, and it will definitely be one we will remember for the rest of our lives. But after 11 states, 4,500 miles, and what seems like a million memories later, this incredible trip comes to a close. But luckily, we have these videos and photos to look back on to remember just how incredible this trip was.